everyone, this is the Priyanshu project. Today we will talk about the soil preparation, how the soil preparation, how to take soil sampling method, and the type of instruments we are using for a preparation method. So let's see what is the soil preparation method. So soil preparation and agriculturist or a farmer should first know the properties of a soil before going to crop production so that we could understand and use thought to fundamental principles including cultivation texture, structural biological life, inorganic elements, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, trace elements, organic fertilizer in the soil. So these are fundamental practices before sowing, uh, uh, which is for agriculturist farmer done. Soil preparation implements like this soil preparation implements like a plow, digger, soil environment, crop growth is influenced by aerial and soil environment. Suitable environment is necessary for better germination, growth, and yield of crops. Area environment is less amenable for modification. However, by adjusting plant population and weed control and the competition for light can be reduced. Soil environment can be alerted substantially by delayed fertilizer application and irrigation, facilitating free irrigation, reducing mechanical resistance, and providing adequate nutrient and water. So soil environment can be studied under a physical, chemical, and biological environment. The favorable physical environment for a proper crop growth is base soil without hard layers or high water table so that a crop can exploit a larger soil volume. The soil has to contain a higher water holding capacity, proper irrigation, and less soil strength or a mechanical resistance. The favorable soil chemical environment is a higher nutrient availability. The biological environment consists of a favorable organisms in the soil. So, understanding of a soil properties is essential for its management for higher productivity. Physical environment. Soil physical environment is controlled by a soil characters like texture, radiation, water mechanical resistance, and deep depth of soil. Soil texture. Soil texture refers to the relatively percentage of sand, silt, and clay in a soil. It is the relative percentage by weight of the sea soil separates uh, that sand, silt, and clay, or simply refers to the size of soil particles or size the distribution of soil particles. Sand usually consists of pods but may also contain fragments of feldspar, mica, and occasionally heavy minerals that Zircon, Soromylines, and hornblende has a uniform demonstrations can be represented as spherical, not necessarily smooth, and has a just surface. The sand group included all soil in which the sand separated makes up at least 70%, and the clay separates 15% or less of the material by a weight. The properties of such soils are therefore characteristically those of sand is in contrast or to the thicker nature of clay. So specific structure classes are recognized in this group, sandy and loamy sand. Although in practices two subclasses are also used, loamy fine sandy and loamy very fine uh, sand. So here is a sand picture. Silt particle size intermediate between a sand and clay, since the size is similar and surface area is more. Coated with clay has the physiochemical properties as that of a clay to a limited extent. Sand and clay form the skeleton. The self-proof includes soil with at least 80% silt and 12% or less clay. Naturally, the properties of this group are dominated by those of silt. Only one texture class of silt is included in the group. This picture are showing us silt, clay. In this picture, clay. Clay particle size less than 2.220 mm, clay like a needle like in shape, belong to a aluminum silicate group of minerals. Sometimes a considerable concentration of fine particles which does not belong to aluminum silicate, example iron oxide and calcium carbonate. These are secondary minerals derived from primary minerals in the rock flesh of the soil. Knowledge on the texture is important. It is guide to the value of the land use accountability, and method of soil management depends on texture. To be designated clay or soil uh, must contain at least 25% of the clay and substrate, and in most uh, is not less than 40%. In such soils, the characteristics of the clay mm, separates are distinctly dominant, and the class names are clay and sun clay uh, and silty. Clay, sandy clays may condense more sand than clay. Likewise, the silt content of silty clay usually exhibits clay friction. Here, table are showing a texture group on the basis of a percentage of sand, silt, and clay substrate. Texture group. First one are texture group and second sand, silt, and clay. So, first sand 80 to 100% and silt 0 to 20 and clay 0 to 20. Sandy loam 50 to 80% sand 0.50 silt and 0.20 clay. Loam 30 to 50% and 30 to 50% silt and 0.20% clay. Silt loam 0.50% sand and 50 to 100% silt and 0.20% clay. Sandy clay loam 50 to 80% sand and soil 0 to 30% and clay is 20 to 30% clay and silty clay loam 0 to 30% sand and 50 to 80% silt and clay 20 to 30% and clay loam 20 to 30 20 to 50% sand and silt 20 to 50% silt and 20 to 30% clay and sandy clay 50 to 70% sand and 0.20% silt and 30 to 50% clay. Silty clay 0.20% sand and 50 to 70% silt and 30 to 50% clay. Clay 0 to 50% sand and silt to 0 to 50% and clay 30 to 100%. So this groups are separated on the basis of percentage. The suitable of soil to a particular crop depends on a texture in addition to soil depth of water, table, salinity and alkalinity. So a particular crop can be grown on a variety of soil. The most suitable soil for this crop differ. Rice, cotton, sorghum, coriander are grown on heavy textured soil which includes clay loam, silty clay and clay. Medium textured soil like loam, silt and sandy loam are suited for most of the crops. Sandy loam and sandy clay are lightly textured soils, uh, and these are suitable for groundnuts, potatoes, tobacco, fern millets, and leguminous fodder crops. Soil texture. The primary soil particles that sand, silt, and clay are usually grouped together in the form of aggregates. The arrangement of primary particles and their aggregates into a certain defined pattern is called a soil structure. Soil structure is an important soil property uh, which influence the soil environment. So it checks on the amount on size of pore spaces, water holding capacity, availability of plants, nutrients, and growth of microorganisms. Soil texture controls the amount of water and air present in soil. Uh, Plant roots and germinating seeds require sufficient air and oxygen for respiration. Bacteria activities also depends upon the supply of water and air in the soil. Soil condition and characteristics such as the water movement, heat transfer, irrigation, and porosity are much influenced by a structure. In fact, the important physical change imposed by the farmer in the planting, cultivation, drainaging, lining, and manuring. His land are structural rather than texture. In this picture, different types of soil texture classifications are showing. First one, granular, resemble cookies, crumbs, and is usually less than 0.5 centimeter in diameter, commonly found in a surface horizon where the roots have been growing. Second one is a blocky, irregular blocks that are usually 1.5 to 5.0 centimeter in diameter. Third one is the prismatic vertical columns of soil that is right the mm, number of centimeter long, usually found in the lower horizon. Columnar vertical columns of soils that have a salt at the top, found in soil of arid climates. Plating thin plates, thin flat plates of a soil that bear horizontal, usually found in the compact soil. And single grained soil is broken into individual particles that do not stick together, always occupies a loose consistency commonly found in the sandy soil. So types and description: granular rounded surface and from rounded surface but a large than a granular. So here is the solid structure. Different type of solid structures. Description here with picture. Importance of a structure. Soil structure influenced whether indirectly by the formation of an area of pores of various shapes and size. This porous and controlling factor governing water, air, and temperature in a soil. Role of a soil structure in relation to our plant growth. Soil structure influences the amount and nature of porosity. A structure controls the amount of water and air present in the soil, not only the amount of water and air depend on soil structure, but their movement and the circulations are all controlled by a soil structure. Third one is effects delays practices. Fourth one is structure controls runoff for the runoff and erosion. Native structure normally hinder free drainage, where like structure granular and crumbly helps in drainage. Crumbly and granular structure provides the optimum infiltration, water holding capacity, aeration, and drainage. It is also provides good habits for microorganisms and supply of nutrients. Chemical environment, the soil chemical environment is the dynamic nutrient um, transformation and its availability in soil depends on a pH, clay, minerals, cation, and anion exchange capacity. Soil pH is defined as a negative log theorem of hydrogen ions, negative um, hydrogen ions activity. The pH of a soil indicates its acidity or alkalinity. pH influence nutrient availability, soil physical condition, and plant growth. Optimum pH means for availability of a different nutrient, like the nitrogen optimum pH. If nitrogen availability in soil, so pH are 6 to 8, and if in your soil phosphorus availability, so optimum pH range 6.5 to 7.5. If potassium availability in soil, so pH is 6 to 7.5. If uh, in your soil sulfur availability, so optimum pH range is 6 to above 6 and above. Calcium and magnesium availability in soil, so pH are saying 7 to 8.5%, 5. And iron availability in soil, so 6 and above pH. And magnesium availability in soil, so 5 to 6.5 pH range. And boron, copper, zinc availability in soil, so pH range is 5 to 7. And also molybdenum availability in soil, so pH is 7 to above. Soil reactions, preference of a crop, plants, which type of cross suitable pH is like rice, suitable pH is 4 to 6, 6 and wheat 6 to 7.5, so sorghum 6 to 7.5, maize 6 to 7.5, barley 6 to 7.5, millet 5 to 6.5, oats 5 to 7.5, uh, soybean 5.5 to 7, pea 5.5 to 7, sugarcane 6 to 7.5, cotton 5 to 6.5, potato 5 to 5.5, and tea 4 to 6. So this all the pH range are showing us different types of crop activity. Biological environment, next is the biological environment. Biological environment is the composed of several organisms belonging to a both plant and animal kingdom. Because of their number and activity, several changes take place which are generally harmful to the plants, while a few of them are harmful. The activity and number of soil organisms can be modified by management practices so as to provide a suitable environment for a plant growth. Soil organisms belonging to both plant kingdom, flora, and animal kingdom. So this table are showing the flora and fauna kingdom. Soil organism, first one, and flora, and second one is fauna. So flora again divided in two forms, macroflora and microflora. Macroflora, roots of higher plants. Macroflora and roots of higher plants, and microflora means of bacteria, fungi, actinomycetes, algae. And fauna, macrofauna, earthworms, moles, ants. Microfauna, protozoa, and nematodes. Description here, bacteria usually one cell the size of 1 mm to 0.001 mm, and dyes or organic matter is chiefly simple carbon compounds, and typical amount N is an soil 100 milli to 1 billion in teaspoon. Action of soil decompose organic matter in mobilize nutrients, the rooting zone and rhizobium, and other genera mix nitrogen form here. Convert ammonia to nitrate and nitrate to nitrogen gases. Actinomycetes, which grow as limbs and are important in the decomposition of moderate to high pH. Uh, create a substance that help bind soil aggregates. Fungi growing fungi fungi grow in long Clements called hypa, a few micro is that minds of organic matter, especially simple carbon compounds, also living plants. Several you know, at anti-spoon amount is available. Decomposed organic matter immobilized nutrient in the rooting zone. Microbial fungi form a naturally beneficial association with the roots. They related acid help make a phosphorus more available to plants, help stabilize our soil agriculture. Protozoa, one-celled animals, nematodes, round worms, not segmented segmented as are earthworms. So 5 to 500 mm and 60 mm wide, 1 mm long size available. Bacteria, primarily bacteria, fungi, protozoa, the nematodes, and the yeast. Several thousand in the teaspoon, 10 to a 20 in a teaspoon amounts available in soil. Stimulates and the control growth of the bacteria, release ammonia, control many disease causing organism, root triggers may cause through disease, release ammonia. Arthropods includes insects, mites, and pests, and millipedes, earthworms, microscopic 2 inches or more long. All the organisms several hundreds in cubic foot. Shared plant residues make it more accessible to bacteria and fungi, enhance the soil structure by a certain parrots and by boring control population of other organisms. Uh, Healthy soil is judged of trapezius trapezius organism devouring everything its sight, including its other processing their prey or food, so they are in hard and excavating it, the value of this creature to farmers' lives and cycle nutrient enhance soil texture, which improves the water and air movement, controlling disease and enhancing plant growth. Nutrient cycling, one of the important sections of the soil biological community is managing nutrient soil organisms. Controlling transformation nutrients among many organisms in organic forms, organic compounds contain organic inorganic compounds do not. Plant primarily needs simple inorganic forms of H nutrient soil organism create many of these plant availability nutrients and help uh, store nutrients in the soil as organic compounds. Decomposition is the breakdown of plant and animal residues into a different organic and inorganic compounds. Soil organism decomposition organic matter more quickly under a warm, moist condition than under cold or dry condition. This is why it is easier to build up soil organism matter levels in the Midwest than in the southern part of the United States, where decomposition is rapid. As per the decomposition process, many bacteria and fungi produce a humic acid in the soil. Acid family combines with each other to form large molecules of a stable structure. This formation of large molecules is called thermal turning our body into a protozoa and nematode mineralize and aggregate several hundred pounds of ammonium per acre per day. Most is uh, most snatched up by other soil organisms, but some is used by a plant. The reverse of mineralization is immobilization, the conversion of inorganic compounds into organic compounds. Soil organisms consume inorganic molecules and incorporate them into their cell because the immobilized solution as per are parts of a soil organism.
Hello everyone, this is priyanshu, assistant professor of Surya's Gyan Bihar University. Today we will going to talk about a soil structure. Soil, what is a soil structure and uh, soil aggregates. So let's see what is a soil structure. Soil structure, it is a particular importance in the absorption of the water and the circulation of air. A desirable structure should have a higher proportion of medium size aggregates and an prescribable number of an appreciable number of the large pores through which water and air can move. Structure of both the B horizon and A horizon is a very crucial to a proper drainage in infiltration and productivity in soil with a poor structure root penetration in limited, thus the reducing the plant's access to water and nutrients. The structure of the A horizon has received a great deal of attention because of the its relation to seedbed preparation, B horizon potential aeration, water infiltration, overall soil health. So let's see soil structure. The primary soil particles do not exit as um, such in a natural condition, but the bonded together into a large units of aggregates, usually termed as secondary particles. These aggregates formed under a natural condition are called pads. Whereas an irregular shaped coherent mass of soil formed during a tillage operation is called a clod. Soil structure is defined as the arrangement of a primary and secondary soil particle in a certain structure pattern. This arrangement result in information of different sized pores. Therefore, a soil structure may also be defined as the arrangement of the various sized soil pores in certain structure pattern. So now is the important of soil structure. Soil structure influence almost all the plant growth factors, uh, like water supply, retention, aeration, availability of a plant nutrient, heat, root penetration, microbial activity, and etc. Strong aggregations decreases uh, decrease detachability and transportability of soil particles by water and wind, and thus reduce the runoff and soil erosion. Solid structure is useful for a classification of soils. It is affected by a tillage, cultivation, and application of fertilizer, manure, lime, gypsum, and irrigation. Classifications of soil structure. Uh, Soil structure is described and classified based on the types of the type as determined by a shape and arrangement. The class as a differentiated by a size, and third one is the grade as a determined by a distinctness and the durability of pads. So types of structure based on shape and arrangement of a pad. Solid structure is classified as a simple and the compounds, and simple structure, natural cleavage, planes are absent. Simple structure is of two types: uh, simple granite and massive. In granite structure, particles are completely unattached to each other, as in case of a loose sand. And while in a massive structure, particles are the bonded in a large cohesion, non-structured mass. In case of a surface crust, plow, pane, and the clay pan. In compound structure, In compound structure, natural cleavage planes are visible with a naked eyes. This shape are individual paired and described according to relative length and vertical and horizontal axis by a shape and their edges. Compound structure is four types of depending upon a shape and their characteristics, like first one, types of compound soil structure and their characteristics. Type one is a blocky all the shape and characteristics of a blocky, all the three dimensional of a pets are of about same size, providing a shape of a block having a flat and rounded face. These pets are further divided into a angular blocky and the subangular blocky. In the former face are a flat and the edges and corner are sharp, while in the letterfish and the edges are mainly rounded. The blocky structure usually found in a B horizon and promotes good drainage, aeration, and root penetration. Second one is a prismatic. The pads are analogate more in vertical than in a horizontal direction. Given a column like shape, Vertical cleavage planes are the predominant. When the top of pads are relatively angular and flat is called a prismatic, and when rounded it is called a columnar. Prismatic structure commonly occurs in subsurface horizon in a arid and semi-arid region, and poorly drained soil of a humid region having a swelling type of clay. Horizontal axis is a longer than a vertical axis, resulting the plate-like appearance. Horizontal cleavage planes are predominant. When the pad are thick, they are called platy, and when thin are called laminar. Platy structure is often inherited from a parent material and may also be formed due to a compaction of a clay soil by a heavy machinery. Plate structure restricts infiltration and percolation and aeration soil. Spherical plates are roughly spherical and granular and subdivided into a granular and the crumbs. Granular structure is less porous than the thumb due to a low organic matter content. Spherical structure formed by a biotic activity in surface horizon and promotes infiltration, percolation, aeration, and root penetration in soil. Classes of soil structure on the basis of size aggregates. Each type of soil structure is further subdivided into five classes. The size of aggregates is a certainer of quantitative classifications of soil structure. Porous and sand size aggregates are more favorable for plant growth and very smaller or very large aggregates. So grade of soil structure. Grades of soil structure. It is a qualitative means of the classification of soil structure. Qualitative means of classification of soil structure. Grades of soil structure are the identified on the basis of the stability of the grades. Stability of a grades refers to their resistance to dis- disruption by impact of raindrops under a submerged condition. It is influenced by a moisture content amount and type of clay and nature of the adsorbed cation and organic matter content of a soil. High moisture content, colonite clay, developed cations and high organic matter content make the aggregates relatively soft. Three structure grades have been identified as a weak, moderate, and strong. So, grades of soil structure. To describe to soil structure, the sequence, grade, class, and type of the followed for example: strong, porous, angular, blocky, moderate, thin, platy, and weak, fine, prismatic structure. Like a great weak, first one is weak, so characteristics are poorly formed, indistinct pads with which are not as stable. Moderately developed pads which are fairly stable and distinct. A strong, a very well developed pad which are quite stable and distinct. So genesis of structure refers to the uh, cases and method of formation of aggregates. The following two processes are the involved in the genesis of structure. First one is a flocculation. Flocculation. Flocculation, it is an electrokinetic phenomena is in which a positive and negative charge are involved. In a soil water suspension, and the clay particles with a high zeta potential repel each other. With the addition of flocculating agent, zeta potential is lowered. The particles come closer and attract each other, resulting in the formation of floccles of silt size. Floccles are stable long as the flocculating agent is present. Flocculations also take place due to hydration, high soluble salt concentration, and the presence of the divalent or trivalent cations. Cementation of floccles. It refers to consolidation of a clay flocculates by a cementing material so that they may not get displaced. Once this have been a flocculate, as a flocculates are not a large than a silt size. Therefore, flocculations would be unfavorable for a plant unless these are further aggregates by inorganic calcium carbonate oxides of iron and aluminium and organic matter cementing materials. Flocculation of a clay particles is therefore the request for aggregation. So aggregation is always refers to a flocculation plus where a plus in the cementing agent. Factors influence the formation and the stability of the soil structure. So first one is the physical factors. Physical factors includes the wetting and drying and freezing and thawing. Alternate wetting and drying leads to a formation of a smaller aggregates, particularly in the fine texture soil. Drying causes a shrinkage of the soil mass, and when the large dry clouds